I got some curl scripts here. This one's a little extra, but let's check it out. Oh, we're missing the curve view. So we'll drop in a resample and then turn on curve view, put it in here. Oh, turn it on. Okay, now we can see that start to bend. Let's bring this down. And let's add some points. Let's add like 150. And you can see that's already curling. This is kind of the script that I have. It's a long script. But yeah, if you want to take a look at it, let me see if I could copy it real quick. Or actually, you can see it through here. So if you want to take a screenshot, you can just copy that. All right. All right, so now it's pretty much just simple, but we need some thickness on here. So we can use a poly wire. And that just gets us some thickness. Obviously, this is super default and looks bad. So we'll just drop down the scale to 0.3, maybe 1.5. Add some divisions. And we could kind of see it a little bit better. And it's the same thickness throughout, and that kind of doesn't really work for a plant. We kind of want it to thin out in the ends. So we can use a attribute adjust float. Let's see. And instead, let's see, we can go into is it remap? I think it's remap. And then we got our curve view attribute. So if we middle mouse click, you can see we have curve view. And we can grab curve view from here. And let's see what else. I think I got to change it here too, curve view. And instead of add, we'll put set initial, or let's see, set always. We don't see any difference. Let's see what I'm doing wrong here. Oh, let's see if let's see if we add okay, this is too big. Yeah, I think I'm doing it the wrong way. This was like the old way to do it. Attribute, delete, curve view. Okay. So right now, I'm not using this attribute here. I'm using the stuff in here, but it's kind of flipped. Yeah, that's not how we want it. Let's see what else we can do here. I did this before and I didn't have an issue with it. I haven't done it in a while. But let's see. Curve view. I think it has to do with something here. Or is it that I do it beforehand? All right, how much? Oh, and I forgot to put my timer. So let's see. Let's put 30 minutes. So here, 30 minutes. I had 30 minutes or 45. I think I probably killed maybe 10 minutes so far. All right, let's just keep moving. Let's focus on another part of it and we'll come back to this. And if we go back to the reference, we have like spikes and maybe we could scatter some points around and then copy like that shape of a spike. Let's see, scatter. And that scatters points all around the geometry. We could drop down the number of points. Let's see what else. Then we could do it like a copy to points. Let's just add another line for now. All right. But it's not pointing the right way. Let's see real quick with a wrangle. Let's see what else. Yes, the up vector. Let's see. Wally Son, or I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. How's it going, man? Or woman? Not sure. Let's see. My brain is not working right now. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Doing the Mardini challenge. And here's some references that I picked up. And hopefully I could do um, something similar to this with some lighting. Awesome. From Brazil. That's great. I'm here in Florida. All right, so we got a line going. We got a resample. We got some curve stuff going on here. We got the curve view. And here is where I'm tripping out, where I'm here doing this stream and my mind is not thinking straight. So let's see if I can do it real quick. The attribute name is curve view. Let's see. P scale. I know it's a remap. I think that's what I had before. And then you mentioned it was the up vector. So I feel like it was like this. I could be wrong. All right, let's do some other parts. I feel like I'm dragging my feet on this section here. Let's see what else we can do here. From the leaf. Other stuff that I was thinking about is instead of using a line, using like the L system, but I'm not that familiar with it. That's usually also for plants and trees and stuff. But maybe something to do with the branches we can do, or the leaf. I'm not really sure. But we could leave that on the side. Come back to that. And let's see, copy the points. I could put maybe, let's see, tube. The other thing, see, tangent U. Excuse me. Should have muted myself for that. See what else we can do. Or is it on primitives? No, it's on points. Yeah. It has to be done before the scatter, I feel. Or right after the scatter. Yeah, this software is insane. Like, it has so many different things, like everywhere. Like, it's super dense, super dense. And then sometimes just like right now, like the most simplest thing, you're just spending so much time on, and then you realize, oh, that's the thing. Okay, the my mind wasn't working. All right, so we have this. Let's remove this stuff here. Let's see something else. Maybe there's no up vector. I don't think. Um, I believe it's like this. 0, 1. Okay, that gave us not something helpful at all. All right. So let's bring in the other geometry. And let's do a merge. And then bring the geometry from here. So from all right. Yeah, let me see real quick. I'm gonna check somewhere. Normals in Houdini. Let me see. Normal swap. Let's check real quick. Not this one. See, so all of our normals are pointing this way. We need to make sure that they're facing outwards. So then that way we can get our spikes correctly placed when we copy them. And let's put the normal here. And let's see, points. So I had it on the wrong side. I think that's the main issue. And then if we bring them to the scatter, then it passes on that correct position. Yeah, so that's what it was. I had it before, and then I was tripping out on what it was. All right, so if we go down, let's delete this one. We'll see our pieces there, and I guess one thing we could probably do to, yeah, let's just keep going. Let's see what else we can do. Turn off the normals. And then make sure that these are at the origin. Yeah, these are facing again. They're facing a different direction. That's not what we want. So this is properly placed here, and then in here, when we're copying them, they're not passing through. So let's see what's happening here. There you go. Copy the normal. would that work? Something doesn't look right here. Let's see, normals. And let's also match size that. Oh, I'll try that one. The what you put there. Let's see. So you said, let's see. I feel like that's what I put earlier, but it wasn't working. Okay, so these are facing the wrong way. Let's rotate them. Yeah, this ain't looking right. Let's see. Yeah, it's not working. Something's not working for me here. This is so dumb. All right. Yeah, look, it looks exactly like what we're doing here. Looks pretty good. All right. How are we doing with time? I'm like nowhere near where I should be. All right, tidy let's tidy this up here. All right. Let's see what can we do with the leaf? Maybe use a cross function. Yeah, normally like it's working. It looks like it's working fine when we see the scatter here. These are pointing the right way. And then the moment, so this is not really doing much for us right now. Then the moment we put it here, it looks like it's not pointing the right way. What if I don't even know if that's gonna work, but like packing it doesn't really make a difference either. It's already not pointing the right way. Like they're still pointing this way, but they're not really. So if we were to rotate them this way, it's like they all rotate at the same time. Let's turn off the match size. lower the scale of this. Normally, when I've done it before, it just worked. I didn't have so much trouble trying to orientate the actual piece of geometry. It would just come through just fine. Let me see. I'm supposed to be almost done in like 10 minutes. But I'm going to add myself another 10 after that timer. And I think what we're probably going to go with is something like this one. I think this one is closer to what we can do. I think once we have it solved, we can kind of scale up really quickly and try to ramp things up. Sometimes doing it procedural may take longer, but like if you do it brute force and just kind of push things around, like you're going to get it done quickly, but you don't have that procedural power and flexibility to iterate further. What else can I try? Let's see. Move all this stuff. We got our points oriented how we actually want it. Copy the points. We do a line. Let's see what else I could mess with here with the curl. Yeah, maybe something like this. I feel like I'm spending a lot of time on trying to get this scatter to work, but looks like we might just not get it working just as of now. And let's see. But yeah, this is why the stream is for. It's troubleshooting in real time, figuring things out, and the whole Mardini reason is to kind of learn and kind of push through any blocks we have with our project. And once we solve it, we know we're not going to go through that issue again. So there's something there. I could also duplicate it another time. Yeah, this script I built a long time ago, and it was a lot of work to try to get it done. I don't remember half of this stuff because I looked it up, and I just save it. I save all these scripts. I've saved all these other snippets as well over time. I'm not like a super vex or scripting type of person, so I love saving all these things that usually take a lot of time, or if I find something that I find interesting online, I'll just grab it and save it as a script that I can use later. So I haven't saved. Let's save this out. All right, so I guess we can let's do another line. There, let me see if there are some stuff. There's a leaf generator that comes with labs. And input mesh, curve. So if this is the curve, I'm not sure what the mesh is. First time I use it as well. Leaf, simple leaf. So maybe we could use this thing here. We could use that leaf as a kind of template. And if our thing was working correctly, we could have just piped this in here and we get our leaves. But yeah, right now we don't have it solved yet. And let's do a transform as well. Yeah, right now it's not working at all. Give me a second. I'm going to take a 5-minute break real quick. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Took a quick break. And where were we at? Okay, so we were here with the lines and the leaf. And let's see if we bring in that one. Obviously, we need less points. Let's merge this in real quick. All right. Let's change the viewport color. All right, we're still not facing the right way, but we'll fix that. I know a good website to find that kind of stuff is tokeru.com. And there's a lot of Vex stuff. And I'm sure I could find it there. Stuff about normals. There's one called, there's one called The Joy of Vex, I think it was called. Let me look it up real quick. Joy of Vex. So the cross product. So I found this one. The cross product. The dot product. So let's try something from here. So this is kind of what I'm thinking. Let's copy this real quick. I think that looks okay. I'm not really sure. Let's add more. We'll be able to tell. Yeah, so I think it is facing the right way, except we're just having all of them face that way. Like we want them to face like this because we're scattering them. But the moment we do this, it kind of puts them in different places as well. But again, I'm having that same issue. I feel like it might be a bug. Crazy, crazy. Can scale them down. And all right. Let's see what else we have on there. That might shed some light into things. Because if I normally do, so if I do a sphere, right, and I look at the normals on there, and the normals are facing correctly, and the moment we do a copy to points and add the leaf, let's turn off the copy to points. They're all facing properly. But when I'm doing it the other way with the geometry here, it's not properly doing it, even though the normals are right here. The normals are correctly placed. So let's bring in this here, turn off normals. It's like they're all facing the same way. Alien flesh eating plant. Yeah, that's it's one of these or something. Well, this one. Yeah, if we were to rotate all this stuff. Yeah, so it's working with this. This is cool. And maybe we could do a plant like this. I don't know. I mean, it's working right away, but it's not what we wanted. But maybe we go along with it, do something different. I'm gonna have to go back to that a little bit later, just because I feel like it's something so dumb, and I might be spending a little bit too much time on it. Let me see where the timer is. Our timer already ran out. Let's see. We are on the stream an hour already. We should have been done by now, and we're not. We're like halfway. So I miscalculated tremendous with the time. Like, it's crazy how quick time flies when you're troubleshooting and trying to get things working, and they don't work. They're not functioning the way you thought they would be. But let's see, what else can we do? Maybe we can do some sort of weird plant. I don't know. Let's see, I have some scripts here. Maybe what can I use from here? Nah, not this one. Remove points. Let's see what I have for normals. Or N. Normal to V. Nope, that's not what I need. Follow curve points. What is this one? Oh no, that's something else. That's with something to do with animation. So let me do a, let's see real quick. Let's do a polyframe. And then the tangent, we could do n. Nope, that didn't work either. What if we make it even smaller? And we do like an alien thing. Let's see. Let me look at the geometry spreadsheet, which I should have probably looked a while ago. Let's do new pane, Alt 8, and P scale. P scale is 0. Why is P scale 0? There's no P scale here. Oh, detail. Let's put it to points. Now we have P scale going. Okay. But it's weird. It's not even affecting our copy to points. Let me see what else we can do. I'm like about to throw this idea in the trash and try something simpler. Even though this is practically supposed to be simple, we can try something else that doesn't require so if this is working with the primitives, this should technically work with this here. And if we throw in, it's gonna get messy. We're making a mess here, but we're gonna clean it up at a later point. Let me see what else we can do. 0. Let's do something else. Instead of making it a polyframe here, we'll do it after the fact. And we'll do a polyframe now. Let's do a grid. Let's just start moving things a little bit forward. Let's do the light. Hopefully it doesn't crash. All right, let's go back here. How can we make this more complex? Let's do something instead. I haven't used the hair generator, but maybe this would be a good idea to use. Generate hair. And then the input is reskin. Let's see this. Right. We got the same issue with the normals. So let's add normal. Something like that, maybe. Length. Scatter on surface. Let's see what else we got here. UV, P. Let's revert to default. Okay. Let's bring in the, disconnect this one, bring in the merge. Now it's looking like a alien flesh eating plant. Something like that. All right, let's see what else we can add to it. So we use the hair generator, something I've never used. Let's see what other tools we have with the hair. Generate clumps. And the skin and the guides. Okay, so skin. I don't know where you would connect the guides. To the same one? Oh no, to maybe some points. Let's see something. Scatter. No, it has to be like geometry. Hair guides. All right, let's take a look what this does. Requires guides. I put the guides. And then let's see. Let's see if we get the other one, the other copy to points. That was a line. Let's see this if it'll work. No. All right, let's look at what else. The hair generator. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so there's width. Okay, so this is just controlling it overall. All right, let's turn that off because the width is already good because it thins it out towards the ends, and that's kind of what we want. Something like that. Let me see what else. Let's add more, like 30,000. Another 0. And let's save this out just in case of a crash. Let's render that. It's pretty thick. Let's see. Let's go back. Put our geometry in there. Let's do a dome light. Okay. It's kind of thick, I think. Let's lower the thickness. Let's go back in here. We could probably go with 60,000. And where is the thickness? Radius? But that doesn't seem to be changing anything. Let's see. All right, hopefully Houdini doesn't crash when I do these changes here. No, it's not changing it. All right, let's stop the render. Let's go back. All right. I think this is looking kind of interesting. There's something with my rendering. All right, let's delete some of this other stuff. Yeah, so I got this to work. It was simple as flipping the attribute adjust float from this and switching the curve. So yeah, it was something really dumb, something simple. Let's save this out. All right, let's see. It's kind of looking cool. Let's see what else we can do to make it interesting. Maybe something like that. And then And this one. I don't know, something like this starting to look more like an alien. Let's get back our scale, randomize, p scale. I don't know what you guys think, but I think this is looking like alienish. Ah, Frivas. De nada. Eh, gracias por estar aquí y ver los videos. Thank you. I think I'm ready to probably call it a done for today, and then tomorrow I'm gonna do day 2. Hopefully we won't run into these issues, less issues. We can work more fluid. But yeah, you know, working live is always gonna be we're always gonna run into some sort of little issue. But yeah, I think I'm gonna leave this as is and just start working on the lighting and shading for this. So if we just take a look at how this looks right now. Let's see. I mean, it looks kind of cool. It looks like an alien-ish thing. It looks like I mean, hopefully it doesn't look too far off from a plant, but it's like some alien plant. As long as we maybe put it green or something, maybe that would work. All right, we'll just keep thinking about it a little bit. Let me make some more tweaks, just some minor tweaks. We might have too many furries or hairs. Let's remove some of them instead of, I think we had like 30,000. Or so, oh, we had 60. Let's go back to 30. Okay, let's keep going. All right, so let's do a material library. Then inside we can, let's save this out. Let me save a version up. Okay, and USD plant. And let's see. This is kind of like the moment that things may crash. So hopefully we don't get any crashes. All right, let's do a why were two created? Okay, delete this. All right, dome light, let's turn that off. And we have an area light that's just from the top. And maybe we can make this like a purplish color. Or we could put it from the back side. Something like that. Maybe not. Let's do go yellowish green. I'm just trying to see what angle looks interesting from different places. Let's go ahead and create a camera too. So if we like an angle, we don't have to keep looking at it again. Right. The view, that's 0.01, that's clipping. Right. Let's take a look. Add some depth of field. Yeah, it's kind of too bright. Let's see. Let's turn this off. There's too much depth of field. lock our camera so we don't jump out of it. All right, let's see what else. Maybe me add a little bit more. This is what I mean with, like, when you build things procedurally, it could start getting complex really quickly. See, we can make the thickness even smaller and then make it much closer as well. And then if we really wanted to continue tweaking it, we could do maybe a twist at the end. Hopefully doesn't break everything. Capture here. Maybe what we can do, it's possible that we can do this operation before the poly. So then we can do the twist and then we could apply all of the other stuff to it. But we might need to add a lot more of the hairs. Let's go to the side view, capture this. Let's go back to this view now. Okay, so a little bit better. Maybe just 180, and then now we get the thickness and then we get the hairs, but we're gonna need just a little bit more now. It's before we were duplicating them. Save this out. Let's go back. Let's look at the render. And maybe we do a vertical render instead of, 16 by 9, we do 9 by 16. All right, and then we got to drive the thickness of this thing here. So the radius, let's It's using curve view. Is that what it is? Let's do a attribute randomize and see if we can use something else here. Yeah, I'm not sure how it's referencing the actual scale. How does it look without the actual the hair on there? It looks okay. It looks plain. Let's add the hair generator and let's lower the length of it. We're using P scale here with the randomize. Let's add just a little bit. Okay, let's see what else. Let's make them longer again. A bit longer. Yeah, so we're in like just about 2 hours now and way too much. Double the time. So I think I'm gonna call it a day here and I'm gonna render this out. We could do maybe one more lighting tweak. Change the color of the light. And maybe tweak the shader just a little bit. We just kind of colored it. We didn't really do anything to it. Not transmission. Maybe a subsurface. Let me get a little bit closer in. And I'm rendering with CPU because I'm thinking if I switch to XPU, it might just crash Houdini. Yeah, so I think everything's pretty bright. Let's turn off the lights real quick and see dome light. So without the dome light, this is one of the lights. This is way too saturated. Let's bring it down. Maybe something like that. Let's look at this one real quick. Oh, whoops, I was changing the wrong one. Let's lower the depth of field even more. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I could leave it green. All right, let's just do a test render of what this looks like. And we'll do 1080 by 1920. Okay, and then throw down a render. All right, let's stop this render. Let's do XPU. and I'll leave it at 512. I know that's a lot, but we can leave it like that. And I'm not gonna get fancy with any AOVs, so let's just render this out. All right, so this is rendered, and let's check it out. Let's get into cops, because we cannot composite anything outside of Houdini. We'll bring it in our render here. Let's go composite view. All right, and then we'll put in a blend, constant, and the foreground is going to be our render. And let's do an over. SDF shape. This is, I believe this is like, we could do like a mask. So maybe, was it over? Oh, we need to convert this to SDF to mono. So it's like black and white. And I think there's a blur in here. Or do we have to add it afterwards? Might be after. Let's see. Blur. Or after this one here. We could put the background, and we'll copy this foreground. And let's do okay, so we have this color here, and then maybe darken. I don't know, like a simple gradient, like circle. Maybe. Save this, chromatic aberration, just to add a little bit of distortion. We can kind of see it here. So this is before, after, and the distortion kind of just, the chromatic distortion just separates the RGB values from the image and creates that kind of fringing effect. You don't need it, but you know, just it adds some sort of stylization to it. I think that might be it, unless we can change some of the color a little bit. I don't know. I think the green was working just fine. Like that pale green. And then on the render, I could probably put it color correct. And I don't really like the way this is set up because I'm used to sliders. And this is all like kind of like manual tweaking for every RGB value. And I kind of don't really care for it being this way. I don't know, something like that, I guess. And maybe we can maybe we can just reduce the depth of field too a little bit. So let's go back and hopefully we're not gonna get a crash. Depth of field, we'll put in 15, and then we'll render this one more time. All right, it's done rendering. We'll go into cops and refresh this, reload. Let's make sure we're picking the right one. Yeah. And go to cops view. Yeah. Still blurry. I think I'm gonna remove the depth of field altogether. And let's render this a bit bigger. Let's do. All right, and render this. We're rendering it at 3K or 4K. Render. Where did our render go? All right, so this is kind of what people are submitting. I'm trying to do it as quickly as possible, but you know, some of these are pretty nice. I like a lot of these. I think they're very creative. Look at this one. That's cool. That's pretty awesome too. Oh, that one's great. Look at that. That's crazy. Yeah, it's really awesome what the community's doing. And I'm going to submit mines in a little bit and hopefully we can move on to the next one tomorrow. All right, so let's go back to cops and refresh. Okay, so now we got this with more detail. All right, well, I think that's pretty much it for my live stream. Hopefully, you guys make it out tomorrow. I'm going to be doing tomorrow's prompt, which is going to be, let's go back to Houdini and side effects. Let's go to the main site. And then tomorrow is going to be animal. That's going to be the subject, the prompt. So hopefully you guys can make it out. I'm trying to get these live streams under 2 hours. You know, this one had a little bit of challenges, but we came up with something interesting, I think. And hopefully tomorrow will be something interesting with the next prompt. All right. So that's it for tonight. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow.